Ladies, it's your time to shine with all things fabulous with First for Women on Afternoon Express. For insurance with a host of fabulous benefits, call 0861 11 18 44 or SMS FIRST to 49267.
Coming up on Afternoon Express, comedian Stuart Taylor has us in stitches. Hunky model brothers, the K2 Twins, get our hearts racing. We look at some celebrity must-have baby items. Afro pop stars Mafikizolo perform live in the loft. We get some insights into canine physiotherapy, and in the kitchen, we make this warm and comforting winter meal.
Good afternoon, South Africa. Lovely to be back in your TV rooms. Welcome to Afternoon Express right here on SABC3 for another hour of inspiration. I'm Bonang Matiba.
I'm Bonnie Booley.
And I'm Jeannie D. Happy hump day, everybody.
Yeah. Well, halfway through the week, it's a slippery slope till the weekend.
Oh,
we're going to take you there.
We are definitely going to take you there. Don't forget that you can chat to us right now on Instagram, on Facebook, and of course on Twitter at Afternoon Chat, and use our official hashtag Afternoon Express. Lots to get through, so let's get the show on the road.
Yeah, I'm very excited about our lineup today.
Here's why.
Me too. Joining us in the loft today is winning comedian, author, and family man, Stuart Taylor. Welcome to the loft.
Thank you so much for having me.
Sure. And of course, one of the most stylish bands in South Africa and ripping up dance floors all over the world. Mafikizolo, welcome, guys.
Thank you.
I just can't wait for you guys to play that song, Ujini. It's one of my favorites.
It's all about you.
Also in the loft today, farming never looked so sexy as we have our gorgeous K2 twins, Alex and Charlie. Welcome.
Thanks
So good to have you here. I think the last time I saw you, you made me plough through your fields. So I hope you bought me a bottle of the wine that I made. They already look guilty. And then our super chef, Chloe and Stanley. Welcome. What are we going to be cooking today?
I love how every day I have a different name. Today I'm a super chef.
Yesterday you were gorgeous. Tomorrow you'll be fabulous. But today you're super.
Fantastic.
Especially with this bow.
How cute is that?
So cute.
So, enough about that. Food. Beautiful, weekday, easy meal ideas. That's what we're doing today.
Delicious.
So 2 pasta ideas that are just going to blow your mind.
Oh, divine. So thank you so much for joining us on Afternoon Express. We'll be taking you all the way through to 5 o'clock. But first, Bonang is standing by in our lounge with funny man Stuart Taylor.
Indeed, thank you so much, Jeannie. Very excited to have our first guest in the loft today. And you know him, obviously, from SABC's very funny travel show, Going Nowhere Slowly. And of course, he is a winning comedian. He's an author. He's a family man. It's going to be a laugh a minute. Our very first guest on Afternoon Express, Stuart Taylor. Lovely to have you.
Lovely to be had, Bonang. Thanks for having me.
Lovely to be had. When I saw your name in the call sheet, right?
Yes.
I said to my director, the Stuart Taylor, like the English footballer. They're like, I know it's not an anti-climax, but what I'm saying is, do you
it's not. No, I just thought you were someone else, like a famous footballer. That is my Twitter handle, by the way. The Stuart Taylor is my Twitter handle.
That's what I'm saying.
Yes.
Let's say, you know, the football player has a bad day or whatever.
Yes.
Do people attack you thinking it's the Stuart Taylor in England?
They do. I'm waiting for that dude to retire. Come now, he's been playing for long enough, don't you think? Then I can be the only Stuart Taylor.
Yeah, so your mentions must be quite a mess then, Stuart.
They are, but why didn't you score? Why? And then I'm like, because I was being funny.
Yes, somewhere in Durban, finishing my stand-up comedy show, Bespoke.
Yes.
How did that go?
Durban was great. Durban was interesting. It was the start of all the rolling blackouts, and it was the start of our very dark xenophobic attacks. So that's how my run started.
Really?
Yes.
So it was
awful.
Yeah, I know. So it was a kind of a literally and figuratively dark, you know,
it was doom and gloom.
Durban that time.
But then in the evening we'd go and do comedy and kind of do a bit of healing, because that's what the show's about. The show's about chatting and identity and kind of figuring out where people are. So it was kind of amazing in terms of the place that it was set, because you had all of this negativity, but then lots of positivity at night. So it was quite interesting.
Yeah. I mean, we've seen your other comedy shows like A Learner Husband. How is Bespoke different from all the other stand-up shows that you have done?
Well, with Learner Husband, for example, it was very much a theatrical show. It was written with a director. There was a strong narrative that ran through it. With Bespoke, I really want to take my comedy club persona and put it on stage. So Bespoke means custom made, so that's what every show is. Every show is different, every show is custom made. We chat to the audience, we have a bit of fun with them, and anything can happen on any night. There's a bit of a structure to it, don't get me wrong, I don't just waft up on stage. But there is lots of room to play with the audience.
Fantastic. And I mean, your other comedy shows used to incorporate magic, you used to incorporate all sorts of different elements. Is the comedy and the magic
I got tired of, tired of carrying around all the props.
I can imagine.
Yes, you don't get paid more.
So you left it?
So I said, no. Now I'd rather carry my family with me. There's no place in the car.
I know,
The car's full of kids and wife and things like that.
I want to know is how your wife feels. You always include her in all your comedy stunts. Her name always pops up in all your comedy shows. Is it embarrassing for her?
No, it isn't, because she realizes that the wife on stage is the every wife. And so sometimes those stories are about some of her friends.
Okay,
sometimes
not necessarily
It's not necessarily her. And as long as I keep the credit card bill paid, she's fine.
That's it. As long as the money keeps rolling in.
Yeah, she's like, you can make fun of me. Just, pay this bill.
But also in the book, Learn a Husband, you wrote about your kids, you spoke about parenting, being a husband, and your kids were very young then. Has your perspective on parenting, changed since you wrote that book?
It changes every day. Like, the thing with kids is you think you know what you're doing, and then tomorrow you're like, oh, that doesn't work. That doesn't work.
Yeah.
So every day is a learning curve. Maybe I'll write the book when they're out, because you never know if you're being successful. The end product is not there. So yes, they go to bed on time, but does that make for a well-rounded individual? I don't know. So one day when they're phenomenally successful, then I'll write a book. Okay, this is how you raise successful kids. For now, I'm just trying to raise them so that they pee in the toilet.
Yeah,
that's my big
keep
mission.
It clean.
Yes, that's
Dad
my
wants a clean
big
house.
mission.
But if they say to you, Dad, I also want to follow in your footsteps. I also want to be a host on a comedy travel show. I want to be a comedian. Would you give them the opportunity to follow their dreams?
Yeah, you know what? My parents were very supportive of me. I remember I studied science.
Wow.
Yes, I've got a science degree, but my parents were always, because of the magic, I love doing magic, they always kind of went, do the science, but surely you want to do what you really love.
Well, your brand new show, Bespoke, are you going to take it around the world, around the country, around the continent?
For now...
What's next for you,
Well,
Mr.
for
Taylor?
now, Bespoke is going to tour, so whenever there are school holidays, you will find me on the you'll find me in Grahamstown during July, you'll find me in Joburg at Peter Turin's Theatre in October, and otherwise I've got some international stuff I'm doing as well. But I'm also producing some shows locally.
That's amazing.
Yes, so I've got an awesome comedy festival I'm putting together next month, July. There's a beautiful comedy festival, 5 comics in 5 weeks, each doing a one-man show at the Roxy Review Bar. So it's going to be a really cool, different experience for me as a producer and standing behind the scenes and making sure everything runs smoothly.
Kudos to you and the entire, comedy industry in the country. What would you say to Trevor Noah if he was sitting next to you?
Give me 100 rand. No, I don't know. I have no idea. I'd say, well done, Trevor. I'd say...
He did good, right?
Yeah, I'd say thanks. Now, you know what the great thing about Trevor Noah leaving? Because he's gone now.
Now there's space for everybody.
This is my thing. I used to tweet, Trevor, when are you in Durban, boss? Because I want to also take a show to Durban. I can't go there when you're there.
Yes.
So now Trevor's gone. Now we're all just like, whoo, we can take our shows anywhere.
Stuart, thank you so much for coming through.
Thanks
You're not going to go in. We've still got tons of stuff to chat to you about. Stuart Taylor chilling with us right here in the loft. Chat to us right now on Twitter. Let us know. Have you seen Bespoke? Were you in Durban? Are you going to catch any of these shows? At Afternoon Chat on Twitter. #Afternoon Express. Don't go anywhere. Straight after the break, we chat to Mafikizolo. And we're also in the kitchen. Don't move.
Express yourself.
South Africa, are you with us?
Welcome back to Afternoon Express. You are on SABC 3 and part 1 of our cooking festival today with our resident chef Claire. First of all, we're making 2 dishes, right? The first one is a buttery anchovy linguine.
So it is an anchovy bomb, so it's not for the faint-hearted, but I promise you, I had it in Italy and it is just so divine. It's full of flavor.
And what is the second dish?
The second one is all thanks to this beautiful, beautiful slow-roasted lamb neck. But all you're actually doing is heating it up, and then you're going to combine it with a beautiful rigatoni pasta.
So we're making the linguine first.
We're making the linguine first, but just to time manage, we're going to pop that in the oven while we make our linguine. So if you want to get that open, and while I just check on our pasta, which we just slowly started to cook over here. You can see it's still getting there. That's linguine. It will take about 8 to 10 minutes. So it's been in there for about 4, 5, 6 minutes, around there. So while that just finishes up, we're going to get going on the actual sauce, which is that buttery anchovy. So Like I said, lots and lots of butter. Just
I
a little.
thought you were actually going to make the pasta from scratch, Claire.
No,
I thought you were a superwoman.
It is Wednesday after all, and we don't have time for that. Let's not joke. we want to keep it kind of simple and like a little bit less painful for the middle of the week. When it's a Friday, we'll go all out there and make our own. So like I said, anchovy bomb, just get all of that in there.
So I've got you.
Okay, that's perfect. So then that literally goes into the oven, and then we'll check up on that in about 15 to 20 minutes.
All right, I'll do that for you.
So the cool thing about the anchovies is that it almost melts into the pan. It literally just melts away and just creates a beautiful sauce. And you can see how the butter's browning.
Is that all
so
the
deliciously.
anchovy you're going to add? Nothing else?
More?
More.
Ooh, okay, go for it.
More is good. Just
Add a little bit more in there.
There we go.
Okay,
Perfect.
oh, the whole thing, let's go. We're just gonna add a few onions. I don't like lots of onions. This is actually a Sicilian dish. It's not very typical to add onions to it, but I like to just add a little bit of flavor in there. That's just gonna start browning in there. And look how beautiful that color is.
The smell, I wish you could just...
Take it all
transport
in.
the smell right into your living room.
Okay, then just to
Absolutely
spice it up a little bit, some chili flakes.
Okay.
I love that.
All right.
Just few simple flavors, but are going to layer on top of each other and just make a delicious sauce. Okay. It really is a buttery anchovy sauce. And okay, so what's that? Probably been about 6 or 8 minutes now. Look how fabulous that pasta's looking. And quite simply, we just pop it into the pan.
Oh, wow.
And then if you want to grab the spatula, you can help me mix it up.
The smell's delicious. Remember, if you want the recipe and the shopping list, you can find all of it on our website, www.afternoonexpress.co.za.
And then off we go to our...
That has to be the quickest meal ever.
How's that? And then we're just gonna add some amazing Parmigiano onto the top of that.
You know me, I'm a cheese girl.
So you've got that garlic, the little bit of chili coming through, and then that beautiful, beautiful
That
anchovy.
was so easy.
How simple is that? And that's it.
That is divine.
So lots and lots of butter, lots and lots of flavor, and
Lots of onion.
and just quite an authentic Italian flavored pasta. And it's really not going to take a lot of time to do it. Might take a lot of time to convince the kids to eat it, but hey, the next one's for the kids, this one's for you.
That is fantastic. If you want to see our second recipe, make sure that you stick around. Claire, this looks fantastic. I can't wait to dig in. Plus, we popped the lamb in, so we're going to be checking up on that a little bit later. Right now, standing by in the lounge, we have Ginny and Bonnie who are about to take us through some celebrity baby trends. Ladies?
Thanks, Bonang. It smells scrumptious. Now it's baby boom season and the stalks are circling Celebville. Today we chat with the blogger and owner of Little Luxury, an online baby store, Daniela Barnard, who will be showing us baby items that are favorited by celebs across the world. Daniela, welcome. We've also got super dad Stuart Taylor on the couch with us. How
My kids would
exciting.
disagree with that, but thanks for the title anyway.
I'm so obsessed with this idea because, as you know, I'm a godmother to 9 children, and I hit a full panic whenever you've got to go and buy something for kids because it's so difficult to find precious little things that are beautifully gifted
And
to be
useful.
that extra little bit special, especially for a stalk party or a baby shower.
Yeah, well, that's exactly why I started my store. Was when I was pregnant with my first child. I surfed the internet finding the best quality stuff, and there was nothing available in South Africa, so I thought it was a great idea to start bringing things in and open an online store and see how it goes. And we've been doing very well, especially these particular celebrity items.
You've brought some amazing products with you.
Yeah, everyone
What is
needs
that
a little
bright
luxury.
green bottle?
Well, this is a new and innovative product endorsed by Denise Richards, and what it does is it helps children from a very young age to be able to hold a bottle in their hands. It's made from a medical grade silicone, which makes it really safe and practically indestructible. And the fun thing about it is that kids just like to roll around and, drink while they're rolling around on the carpet. And then we've got a beautiful range called Jellycat.
I can't stop stroking this
I
bunny.
know, you really want to hug this, Julie.
Oh my goodness, I'm trying to stay away from it. I've got a thing about furry animals, and this is literally But what do bunnies do with their legs? This is literally the softest little bunny I've ever felt in my life.
And this comes in 5 different sizes, and I think about 15 different colours. And we know...
Suri Cruz has got
That's
one.
right.
Look how impressed she
Well,
is.
if it's good enough for
Yeah,
Suri
she's
Cruz,
very
We
it's
know,
certainly
yeah.
good enough.
Stuart Cruz absolutely loves her beige bunny, and we've seen numerous photographs of her travelling around the world with it.
Takes it everywhere.
What else have we got,
The
Daniela?
next item we've got is by a company called Swaddle Designs, and they call this the Baby Lovey. And it's made out of 100% polyester with a satin back and trim. And it's got this amazing dotted texture for little hands to touch and cuddle.
For their development.
Correct.
Yes.
It stimulates their tactile development. And as you can see, it's a perfect size for little hands as well. One of the celebrities that absolutely love this is Shiloh Pitt. And in fact, we've seen her over the years with a variety of colours and styles from the Baby Lovey range. Yeah.
Can I have
So
a look?
your business is obviously an online store,
Yes,
a little luxury. So, and you deliver all of these to whoever. So that's Shiloh Pitt's favourite. Do you think you can deliver Shiloh Pitt's father to my house?
I can certainly try to, but I can't promise you that.
Because this is what it ultimately gets you.
Well, actually, they say that you should, before your baby comes home, they say that you should actually rub it on your body to get your scent.
Yes.
And then you put it in the crib, and the baby then feels safe because they can actually smell you next to them. Pediatricians encourage using a security object because they say that it helps to soothe and comfort a child when they're sleeping.
Helps them fall asleep as well.
It's definitely a must-have, I think, in your
I'm keeping this
in
as
your
my
cupboard.
security object.
What else do we have? We've got
Swaddle
Aiden
blanket.
and Anae, which has become such a popular brand. They're renowned for making swaddle blankets out of 100% cotton and bamboo muslin.
Muslin, yes.
And it's got an open weave, which makes it really soft and breathable, which is so important because when you want to wrap your baby into it, it helps your baby regulate their own temperature, which ensures a good night's sleep. Now, Aiden and Anae has actually become quite well-known for their prints, which are inspired by sort of stories they hear and things that they see. So each design has actually got a story behind it, which is beautiful. Now, we know that Kate Middleton, when she left the hospital 2 years ago with baby George, she had him wrapped in one of these swaddles. In fact, it was this one, the little bird, I think, as we can see. Yeah.
Yes.
And the
Hopefully not the
sales
pink
for
one.
Aiden and Anae
Otherwise,
went...
the Queen's going to love another Queen in the family.
So you were saying the sales skyrocketed?
Yes, 10,000 sales in one day.
No. So it went from expensive to unaffordable.
The Middleton effect.
It's still pretty affordable, and that's what's nice about this entire range is that it is affordable to the average person, even though celebrities are using it.
And this amazing bag, because it looks like a bag I want to have now.
Yes, well, this is basically the quintessential accessory to any new mom. You know, when celebrity moms have babies, their it bag needs to not only look good, but be big enough to fit
The nappy
all
bag.
other
Yeah.
items in it.
Yeah.
And so Timmy and Leslie's created a bag that's not only stylish but really functional as well. This particular bag is called the Charlie, and it's loved by, I think Jessica Alba's got 3. She's got one in this metallic.
Wow.
That blue
as
one
you
is
can
amazing.
see.
I really want one.
And the black, and there's a cream one as well that she uses. And it comes with a host of goodies inside, including like a little clutch, because you don't want to be walking around with your handbag plus the diaper bag.
Exactly.
So you put your wallet and your phone and everything in here.
I see there's a
bottle bag to keep your bottle warm, a changer,
baby changer.
a baby changer as well, plus an extra bag to hold your nappies in, and plenty of space.
It's just a one-stop shop.
Okay, I'm getting you that for your next baby shower, Bunny.
Of course.
Should you have a third child, please, we can name it Jeannie as well.
I'll have that in red and navy. Thanks,
A
darling.
pleasure. Thank you so much for joining
It's a
us.
pleasure.
Daniela,
Thank
it's
you
been
for
an
having
absolute
me.
pleasure. Thank you so much, Stuart. I now know so much more about babies, and this little bunny's made me very, very ready. Don't go away. When we return, we rock the loft with Mafikizolo.
Express yourself. Express yourself.
Welcome back to Afternoon Express. You're watching SABC3. Now, our next guests are easily considered one of Africa's greatest musical exports. With over 1 million albums sold all across the country and worldwide, they made waves all across the continent over their 20-year career and wow audiences with their unique brand of Afro pop. Joining us on the couch today are Theo Khosinkwe and Tlatlanliza of Mafikizolo. Welcome to Afternoon Express. Lovely to see you. Now, my first question is, since you reunited, you were on a South African tour, right? How did that go?
we've always wanted to do a tour.
Yeah.
You know, and just to celebrate our success with our people, more especially our fans, you know. And this tour was a very unique tour because we also felt that we needed to, you know, work together with the cities. You know, that's why it was called Mafikizolo Reunited, but city tour as well. Okay. So we started with Polokwane, and we did Tshwane as well, and we did Newcastle as well. And we're taking a break right now, but we'll be, you know, resuming again.
You know what I love as well about Mafikizolo is that you really concentrate on the CSI element of, you know, music or the world in general. You were working with the Nelson Mandela Foundation on this tour. How did that collab come about, and how do you choose which charity, you know, project you focus on?
The Nelson Mandela Foundation is one of the biggest foundations in the world. And when we got the opportunity to work with them, we thought, you know, this tour would be a perfect platform for that, because what we did was we got to learn about the cities, but at the same time getting to visit schools, getting to speak to university students, and just motivating and just partnering with them, you know, meant that we're able to reach a bigger number of people because of the name Nelson Mandela. And the most amazing thing was that part of the gate takings for these particular shows is being donated to the Nelson Mandela Foundation, which you know, something that we always wanted to be a part of, just making sure that we're keeping, you know, that legacy alive.
Absolutely. And talking about cities, Theo, something very interesting happened when you, no, because this story makes me laugh. You were in Newcastle in KwaZulu-Natal, right? Yeah. And you saw a wedding happening.
Yes.
And you gate crashed. They gate crashed the wedding and sang for the groom and bride. Did you explain to me what was going?
I was sitting at breakfast. And we see people are decorating, and we can see people are getting ready and organizing everything. And we thought, how about we gate crash the wedding
and sing?
And the guys was like, yeah, it's a cool idea.
I was like,
because you know the camera guys
I was like,
they'll never say no to you.
You know, a wedding is something private. You can't just barge in. He was like, no, there will be, you know, it's going to look amazing. It's going to be amazing for them. You know, because the wedding was on Good Friday. So Theo thought, it's Good Friday, let's do something good. You know, it was just a coincidence that we were staying at the same hotel and there was a wedding happening there.
How did they feel, the bride and groom, when they saw you just walking into their wedding and performing?
Everybody saw us. They started like, it was so exciting. You know, they were very, very excited. And then we called the bride and the groom to come and dance with us, you know. And we just said to them, we're very blessed that this is Good Friday, and we felt that we wanted to do something out of our hearts just to bless your wedding. It wasn't organized by your wedding planner or anybody. We just felt that, you know, let's give back. Let's just, you know, bless your wedding.
That's amazing. But Nhlanhla, it's been such a great year for both you and Theo, and you as an individual, you as a fashion designer. You debuted at Mercedes Fashion Week this year. I was in the crowd. I remember. I was just like, girl, she's about to serve. And the first thing that happened, you walked in, the blinds opened, and you were standing there looking absolutely exquisite. You opened the fashion show with a mini concert, and then the fashion show just continued. It's really spectacular. How was it for you as a fashion designer, you know, showcasing your pieces to industry experts? Were you nervous?
I mean, it felt so amazing to relaunch an vintage, because I launched it in 2007. And from then on, I took a break from showcasing because I was learning more about the, fashion business, fashion industry. And I just wanted, I remember I spoke to Somizi during the week of the fashion show, and he was like, you need to go all out. I was like, what am I going to do, you know? And I thought, you know what, I'm a musician, and I've always been known for my fashion sense and music. So why not, you know, include that in the whole fashion show? And I decided, you know what, I'm going to sing. And it was an amazing platform. I mean, the biggest platform for any designer. And it was just amazing, and I wanted also the whole collection was all about Africa, celebrating the continent, and you know, I just wanted to showcase that through fashion. But I also wanted to say to the ladies, because sometimes you don't embrace our fabrics and our style and our clothes enough, that we sometimes get scared to walk on the red carpets, you know, wearing our own clothing designs,
fabrics.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I wanted to say this collection, this is what it stands for, and that's about taking pride in yourself and being just feeling proud to be a South African woman, an African woman, and not being afraid to, you know, to compete with the world, but being original.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So a fashion line, Yana, soon, no? You're also quite known for your fashion sense.
When the time is ready.
Okay.
You know, Ndlandla knows I love music big time. I've always wanted to work behind the scene and produce and start a studio and a record company, of which I started a record company now, and my dreams are coming true. You know. It's called 360, you know, Degrees Entertainment, and I'm very, very happy about it. I've just signed my first artist.
Congratulations.
Yeah, my dreams are coming true.
It seems to be a trend, because Ndlandla as well also just started her own record company. What is yours called? What are your dreams for your label?
It has always been my dream. I remember, I think, one of the very first big interviews that I did, and I felt so intimidated because I was being interviewed with Thandiswa Mazwai. And they asked us, so where do you see yourself in 10 years? You know, and she was like, no, you go first, you know. And I went first, and I was like, my dream is to, because I know that not many South African women own record companies. My dream is to, you know, own a record company and be able to do that as a woman in the music industry, because, you know, we face with so many challenges as women coming into the industry, and I wanted to do that for such a long time. But I thought, you know what, everything will happen at the right time.
At the right
time.
And
I just think this is the right time.
And the timing is absolutely perfect. But Mafikizolo were recently in Los Angeles for the BET Awards. They were nominated in the Best African Act category, and something happened. I don't know, the organizers of the BETs probably forgot this. They don't know that they are our superstars. They forgot to take them, all right, to the Hollywood Boulevard, all right, to the Chinese theater. They forgot to take Mafikizolo to go to their hand printing ceremony. So what we're going to do is bring Hollywood Boulevard to SABC3. So I'm going to ask the twins to please come here so we can get our hand printing ceremony ready, because we have superstars in here, ladies and gentlemen. So if you can, please honor us, Theo and Ndlandla Niza. If you can just place both your hands in the center like this. I'm going to do that. I'm just going to twist it for you to make it easier. Theo, there you go. And on behalf of everybody at SABC3 Afternoon Express, you are the shining light in South Africa. So please, can we have your prince? I have to take your rings, your wedding band. Oh no, I want to get into trouble. All right, cool. You ready?
Yeah.
Take it away.
Ready?
There you go.
There we go.
Ah! Boom, boom, boom. There you go. Thank you so much. We're going to an ad break. I want to make sure your hands are clean. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. We can charge you 2 million rand each for Theo's and another 2 million rand for Ndlandla. So there you go. If you want to see their handprints, make sure you come to the loft. Come visit us. Thank you very, very much. They're going to be chilling with us right here in the loft. They're definitely not going anywhere. We're going to be eating a little bit later with Theo and Ndlandla. And talking about food, let's check in with Jeannie in the kitchen.
I always dreamed of also getting my hands dirty. Only in the dream it was on Hollywood Boulevard and not in a kitchen. Claire, the lamb smells amazing. What is our next step?
Okay, so literally 20 minutes just warming it up. Willie's did all the effort for us in slow roasting it. Look at that. That's literally, it fell off the bone and it's
so
just
tender.
Delicious, delicious lamb neck, full of all that gravy. And that's actually going to go straight into the pasta. So to start off with, a little bit of oil, and we've got our rigatoni already going. It's going to take sort of 9 to 12 minutes. Nice hot pan over here, nice glug of oil, because that's what makes Italian food so delicious.
Absolutely. And why have you decided to use rigatoni as opposed to spaghetti or fettuccine or any other?
Because it's a nice big chunky pasta, and I feel like you really need that to sort of soak up all the gravy that's going to come from the lamb and from this delicious roast garlic sauce.
Remember the name for gravy that I taught you? Moilu. It's the tastiest part.
I was going to say moolah, but I was like, I think that's
No, we love moolah, but we also like moilu.
Okay, so this is slowly just kind of sweating off a little bit. You don't need to put too much effort and time into the onions. And then comes this delicious roast garlic sauce. Literally roasted garlic, Italian-inspired but made locally, which is pretty cool. So that goes into the pan. Just glug that in there. That's just going to really add a little bit of cream, or actually a whole lot of creaminess, to our sauce, which is going to just mix up so fantastically with that gravy.
And if you would like any of our recipes or any of the ingredients, make sure you go to our website, afternoonexpress.co.za.
Okay, so here comes the delicious part, all that amazing meat going in there. And this dish also works really well with sort of a brisket, a lovely beef brisket, or any slow-cooked meat is just fantastic. Okay, then that's gonna, like I said, mix up all deliciously with that sauce. You can see it kind of starts to turn into a beautiful light brown gravy. Get that in there. I wonder if you want to get in here and start mixing.
I will, actually.
You can
but
do
I hope
that.
you don't mind. I'm the kind of girl that eats exactly from the pot. Okay, go for it.
Put that all in there. Okay, and then we're gonna, are you good there? Happy?
I think maybe you should be the stirrer in this occasion.
So like I said, this is a beautiful creamy sauce full of flavour, and you want to just coat all of that pasta. That's going to go into our dish over there, but before we finish that, a nice chopping, just roughly chopped, of Italian parsley. Complements any pasta fabulously. Literally, that was it.
Okay, great. And do you want me to...
That's going to be the last thing.
Oh, okay.
So just a little bit of muscle. These pans are a little bit heavy, but we're good. And all of that...
you can handle it.
In there. How's that?
That is glorious.
If I say so myself, that looks pretty darn delicious.
I'm actually starving just looking at this, and I'm pretty sure I ate about 10 minutes ago.
Yeah, lots and lots and lots of grana padano. Also a beautiful Italian cheese that just pairs so well with pasta. And quite honestly, that did not take long.
Absolutely delicious.
That's it.
All right. Cannot wait to tuck into this. Now, if you think that this is delicious, then stay tuned to SABC3, because after the break, we bring you the K2 Twins.
Express yourself. Express yourself.
Welcome back to Afternoon Express right here on SABC3. As you know, we always have hot guys in the loft, but today I think we've outdone ourselves. They always say that good things come in pairs, and that is so true, because today we have these hot hounds who are in town, the K2 Twins, Alex and Charlie Kotzer. Welcome to Afternoon Express.
Good afternoon.
I'm trying to
Hi, guys.
You spent a day with them, right? After a day, could you tell who's Alex and who's still nothing? Because I can't.
Alex and Charlie.
What does Charlie have that Alex doesn't have?
Longer hair.
Ah, all right.
Am I right?
Yeah.
Yes. All right. But gentlemen, welcome to the show. My first question, because I was introduced to the both of you when you won the Cosmos Sexiest title. But how did you get into modelling?
Well, it started a year ago, more or less a year ago, last year, March.
Yeah, last year, March.
We have a local spot that we go to the beach every December, and our agent spotted us on the beach and asked if we want to do modelling. So we started from there.
Imagine that.
And every job that you do in pairs?
Yes, so far.
Do you do everything together?
I know this.
I didn't mean like dating. I mean, like, do you work out together? Do you go shopping together? Do you party together?
Yeah, more or less.
Yeah, more or less, yeah.
Double trouble.
Okay, now I want to know, what is the best story that you guys have where you've used being a twin?
I know where this
Where
is
you've
going.
used being a twin to trick somebody else?
Alex?
Alex is the naughty one. Alex, spill.
Was I
Come.
go?
Yes.
Yeah. I think you need to tell us.
Yeah, Charles took my girl. Yeah.
Charles took your girl.
No, I'm just joking. I was talking to this one girl, where were we?
Langebaan.
Yeah, in a bar, and I was talking to the girl about 30 minutes or an hour.
No, it was an hour. It took too long.
And then I quickly went to the bathroom, and when I came back, Alex closed the deal.
And she couldn't tell. This was speaking to
So he put in the hours and then he got the prize. Oh, well, but I must be honest, they really are the slickest guys, like I can't believe. So they are each farmers, but they're different kinds. One's a sheep farmer, the other's a wine farmer.
Yeah.
And I went to their farm in Vredendal, and they put me to work.
I know,
literally
you were plowing.
on a tractor. They got me plowing. It was amazing. They bench pressed me. We invented the Buddha bench press.
How does it go?
So basically, they're on their backs, and I planked across, and he literally lifted me like that.
Amazing. But you still, I mean, obviously, after the big win, do you do modeling every day? What is your schedule like? Do you still go back to the farm and do all of that?
We just finished harvest, so harvest first and then...
And then modeling?
Yeah.
Amazing.
Priorities. Well, guys, thank you so much for coming. We are going to be feeding you a little bit later, so I hope you join us, although we've made pasta. So let's just pretend we're carbo loading. Thank you so much, guys, for coming to our loft. Pain in the neck in the back, we all get aches and pains, including our pets. Animal Physio is taking the world by storm. Whether it's to increase performance, prevent injury, or enhance healing, this therapy is helping to rehabilitate and facilitate our furry friends. Here's Daniel with more.
Physiotherapy helps create healthy movement after injury, illness or disability through exercise or manual techniques. And it's wonderfully effective on pets like Trooper who need alternative therapy.
Trooper has an amazing personality. He's a 7-year-old Blue Roan Cocker Spaniel. He is a very gentle dog, a very fun-loving dog, very energetic dog, and he's just a joy to be around. He was becoming a little bit less energetic than normal. He was battling to climb upstairs. So we took him to our local vet and she took x-rays and discovered that he had hip dysplasia in both hips. Her recommendation for this was an operation. But she also wanted us to come along to the animal therapy clinic here in Kloof and have some physio with the therapist and also go onto a weight loss program. He started with the treatment, I would say, 3 months ago. Lauren gave us a whole lot of exercises to do at home, which we had to do twice a day, and we still do those. And then we would visit her and for her to do hydrotherapy sessions and obstacle courses. So we were sort of checking in with her every week. And then we dropped back onto 2 weeks, and now we're down to once a month.
Therapists like Lauren Paxton will first conduct a patient evaluation before developing and implementing a treatment plan.
The first thing we get, and it's the most important thing, is the patient history. In Trooper's case, he was very lethargic, didn't want to get onto the couch, he just wasn't himself anymore. I then do a gait analysis. Basically, we watch him walk, trot, sit down, get up, and then I do a lot of hands-on work. So I feel for any swellings in the joints, any instability in the joints, and then we also check all the other joints because we're not only focusing on one area, we like to look at the dog as a whole. I like to do at least 2 treatments a week initially. From there, we formulate a suitable program, and depending on the pet's progress, we may extend it a little bit. Like in Trooper's case, he went to twice weekly, and then every 2 weeks, and then once a month. And most of the work is done at home by the owners according to the program that I formulate for them. Symptoms that people need to look out for that may indicate that a pet needs physio is pets struggling to get up in the morning, pets that are limping, and just general discomforts. But it's very important to note that if you do think that something may be wrong with your pet, just to consult a veterinarian first, and from there we decide whether physio is the correct route.
Animals who are conditioned with physiotherapy prior to surgery show speedier recovery, and in some cases, like Trooper, physiotherapy may eliminate the need for surgery.
The improvements have been absolutely amazing. He's lost an incredible amount of weight, I think 2.5 kgs to date, and he has so much energy. We have a whole new dog on our hands. He's gone back almost to his puppyhood, and we're so grateful for these therapy sessions.
Just as humans benefit from physical rehabilitation, it can improve the quality of life for our pets. Whether it's a surgical procedure, a joint or bone condition, or perhaps the pet's body is simply out of balance, physical therapy can help get our four-legged friends back on track.
Sit. Good boy. Beano, keep their tails wagging.
Now, I've always wished I had a twin because growing up, I always thought it was so cool. But being a twin and being a parent having twins is not always easy. So to chat to us today about the psychological complexities of twins is clinical psychologist Jenny Rose. And we're also still joined by our K2 Twins. Welcome to the Loft, Jenny.
Thanks so much for having me.
So, Jenny, what are the psychological implications of carrying twins?
I think first and foremost it starts then in the pregnancy,
Yes.
and I think it's really important that when you are pregnant with twins that you actually understand that the psychological development is then already from in the womb. I think the biggest thing is about preparing yourself for what's to come. So in any pregnancy it's about starting to bond with your baby, forming that attachment and preparing yourself for what lies ahead for many, many years.
Yes.
And I think with twins in particular it's about really trying to get yourself prepared for being able to differentiate between the two and put yourself in a position where you are available for both of them because their needs are exactly the same as a baby that's born on their own. But you're still only one parent that's responding to them.
Yeah.
So that preparation is really important.
I mean, I can only imagine what it takes. I mean, when I think of when I was pregnant, it was just this baby, but it was very overwhelming. Now I'm trying to imagine doubling that.
Absolutely. And on top of it, I think there's a lot more physical struggles along with the
Yes.
pregnancy. And
Far
so there's a
more
lot
draining.
of sort of thought that needs to go around preparing, getting a lot of support from people around you, really just getting into a space where you are prepared for what lies ahead.
Right. And what are the social implications of being a twin?
Well, I think maybe the boys will be able to
Yes.
answer that a bit better, but certainly I think what we know about twins is that they are a lot more social, or they tend to be. It's quite
Together
a
as a
generalized-
pair.
Together, but also in the outside world, because they are so used to being in relationship with another. So when you are born on your own for many months and perhaps even years, you used to maybe interacting only with adults or being the only child in a house, whereas if you're a twin, there's constantly someone else around you. So from a young baby sitting on the floor, they're engaging in parallel play, they're engaging in sort of mimicking sounds, interacting with one another, and it just grows further and further as they develop in years and time.
And guys, what has been your experience? I mean, how do you develop as individuals and yet you're so alike?
Yeah, we actually not so different from each other, but we do our own things. Like on the farm, we have our own part on the farm.
But we like the same things. We like gym, both of us. We like the same clothes.
Do you always choose the same clothes?
No, we don't wear the same.
You just wear them at different times?
Yeah, the same styles.
Same style.
We steal each other's clothes.
Do you think it happened because perhaps did your parents dress you as the same when you were growing up? So you were conditioned to...
At a younger stage, yes, but once we got older, they couldn't do it anymore.
Do you fall for the same girls?
Well, we have the same liking in girls, but we don't take the same girls.
So you have to find twins. You have to find twins to marry.
No. That would be weird.
So Jenny, if we're talking to parents out there who have twins, what advice would you give them in raising twins?
Well, I think the biggest thing to understand is that you need to really reinforce and respect the individuality of each of the children. I think growing up with twins, what often happens, as we've just spoken about, is you tend to dress them the same. You tend to give them a joint identity, and they develop a joint sense of self. And so that's not fair on them. And really, it's important that they figure out who they are as individuals, and also that you engage with them as individuals. So I think for parents to prepare, it's really just about making sure that you engage with your children one-on-one, as well as having them together to develop that very special bond that twins do have. And I think one of the key things is to just say, you know, a lot of parents think because the children are developmentally at the same age, so they both, you know, 2 at the same time, or they're both 6
so
months
it's fine.
old.
They can just do the same thing.
They think that.
Get the
and
same
you-
type of attention.
Absolutely. You assume that. You assume that what you do for one, you need to do for the other. And that's a trap that a lot of parents fall into. And it's really important that they tailor their approach for that child's unique needs. Just as you would parent a 2-year-old and a 6-year-old differently, you need to know that you're dealing with 2 very different individuals with very different personalities, and they might require different things from you as a parent.
Can there be negative aspects to growing up as a twin? I mean, apart from just the social pressure, I always stare at twins, and I'm sure you get moments where you're like, oh, guys, get over it with twins. Yes, let's move on.
No, you want to be your own person.
Yeah.
And then most of the twins, they break out to be like rebels.
Yeah, and when you're in trouble, it's always both of them, not the one who made the trouble.
Oh, and you were dressed as a pair. Yeah. Thank you, Jenny. Such interesting insight. Thank you, guys, for staying.
Thank you for having us.
You know what they say about twins. There are 2 to kiss and 2 to hug. And best of all, there's 2 to love. Don't go away, because after the break, Mafikizolo performs for us.
Express yourself. Express yourself.
Welcome back to Afternoon Express. You're still on SABC3, just in time for our performance of the day, courtesy of Mafikizolo. I absolutely love this song. It is Swahili, I believe, for I love you, Bonnie. I love you, Bonnie. Here is Nakupenda, Mafikizolo. Enjoy.
Africa, 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 one love.
Zikenza madilo, zikenza madilo, angakona wakufana na wela, utakisa mbilu ya mina, masigu ingwao, muranzi wombilu ya mina, nakuranza, anzidi edizi.
Nakupenda, 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 nakupenda. I know it. Africa, get down. You know it. Yeah. I'm on. You know it. On that genie, Africa, get down. On that genie, you know it. Nakupenda, 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 nakupenda. One more time. Nakupenda, nakupenda.
Oh, wow, that
was brilliant. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Mafikizolo with Nagu Ben. Oh, wow. What a woman. What a voice. That is absolutely incredible. Okay, we're going to have to start serving. They look hungry. Hey, guys.
This way. Hey, Jeannie. Claire, this looks absolutely incredible. Dish up while you do that. Stuart, thank you very much. Our K2 Twins, thank you so much for coming through. And of course, our beautiful guest, Mafikizolo, who are also here.
Oh, you need
They're going to have a love all around. And thank you at home so much for watching. We'll be back on your screens right here on SABC3 tomorrow on Afternoon Express at 4 p.m. From all of us. Good evening and happy eating!
Coming up tomorrow on Afternoon Express, it's all about beauty and fashion. Celebrity nail artist Chi-Chi shows us some beautiful nail designs. International film and television costume designer Moira Meyer gives us some insights into the industry. We catch up with a gorgeous and elegant Komotso Christopher. There's a live performance by Mascadi performer Kwadasi. And in the kitchen, we make a pumpkin and sage risotto.
Another feel-good production.
Join us next time for more fabulous fun inspired by First for Women on Afternoon Express. For an insurance quote, call 0861 11 18 44 or SMS FIRST to 49267.